Hey, this is Jonathan Brooks with the Kerzanet Group. I'm Tracy's office manager. Today we have Tracy and Paige Yonce from CNF Mortgage joining us to talk about the effects of COVID-19 on the real estate market. So we're going to jump right into the first question being for Tracy. What has been the impact of home values over the past few weeks?
The short answer is none. We haven't seen any change in value at all. Now, I don't know what the future holds if this thing drags out for a long period of time. Obviously, we'll start to feel some effects of that. But as of right now, there's been no change.
Okay, and Paige, the next question. Have loan processing times on new home purchases and refis been affected, and has there been an impact on the number of loan applications? Essentially, what we're asking is, are you seeing an impact on people still buying and refinancing homes like they were before 6, 7 years ago?
I would tell you that loan got stacked up a little bit at first, but we've learned to work remotely, and everybody has become more and more proficient. And so our loan turn times now are still about what they were before the pandemic hit. So refinances are taking now 35 to 40 days, and purchase transactions are taking 35 to 45 days.
Okay, awesome. We also have a couple questions from some clients. The first one, do you think the peak real estate time frame of spring and summer will extend past Labor Day this year? Basically, are we going to see an extension of the hot time of the year, or is it just going to kind of drop off before Labor Day?
Well, it's still a hot time of the year. I just pulled up the real estate stats. The last 3 days, we've had 191 homes hit the market in all of Central Virginia Regional MLS, and 276 of those have gone under contract in the last 3 days. So, a normal, it could be closer to 500. So it definitely has slowed a tiny bit as far as what a normal spring is, but it's still cranking. I mean, we're moving, and I don't know. I really don't know, but I think that it will just, I do think that it'll prolong it into fall and winter. And I do think that we're going to be going crazy by next spring.
Okay, another question for both of you. How do you ease the tensions of home showings, inspections, and appraisals? Paige, that would definitely be your area, knowing that people are in your homes touching everything.
For showings, our sellers, we're asking them to leave lights on, leave closet doors and pantry doors ajar. So there's less, we're minimizing the touching. Certainly when you finish a showing, feel free to wipe down your surfaces with a disinfectant. For our buyers, when we're taking them out, we're getting them to drive separately. We're not picking them up in our cars. We're asking them, again, just to only have the essential people that are going to be looking at the home or actually, qualified to purchase. So if it's a husband and wife, we just want them, please don't bring your children, don't bring grandparents, don't bring dad along, don't bring your neighbor. We just want the two of you, just as a courtesy to the seller. So we're minimizing who's in the house. Same thing with inspections. The inspectors, usually on an inspection, it's the buyer's agent, the buyers, the inspector. A lot of inspectors are saying, you know what, I just want to do it by myself if they're comfortable letting me in and letting us do the thing. And most sellers are accommodating those changes right now just because we are in a weird time, and they want to minimize the people that are in their homes as well. So that's it on the real estate and inspection front. And I'll let Paige touch on appraisers.
Sure. The appraisals are taking very little as well. So what we're seeing is we're doing through the automated underwriting system, we're doing appraisal waivers where the system itself has a database strong enough to support the value that the contract was written for. And so then an appraisal doesn't have to be performed. But if an appraisal is required, which in many cases it still is, on a purchase transaction, we put in the appraisal order that if it's if the participants have COVID-19 concerns, then the appraiser is able to do a desktop appraisal. And so it makes it so that the appraiser does not have to go inside. Only on vacant homes and on new construction does an appraiser have to go inside. So if their listing agent has an issue, the selling agent, or the seller, or even the appraiser themselves has an issue, they won't enter the house.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we have one last question here. What are interest rates like right now? Is it a good time to buy and sell? That's what a lot of people want to know right now.
It's an excellent time. because
Yeah, I'm sorry.
we have limited inventory. So if you're selling your home, it's going to get an offer pretty quickly with the least amount of headache, and you're not competing with a lot of things. And on the buy side, interest rates are insane. I mean, they're in the threes, so you can afford more home for the money. And I'll let Paige kind of touch on the lending aspect of it.
Sure. Interest rates are great. We saw a lot of volatility when the pandemic first hit, but that volatility that we saw has out with the Fed coming in and buying mortgage-backed securities. So interest rates have settled back down into the mid to low threes, and the 15-year might start to teeter back into the upper twos. And so interest rates are really low, and so we're excited about what the future has for the housing market and where we see this thing still going. A lot of people are writing contracts. I'm still pre-approving a lot of people. So.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I want to thank you guys for your time, Tracy and Paige. Paige with CNF.
Thank you.
We really appreciate your time for coming and watching. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to Tracy. Most of you have her contact information. And if you need to talk to Paige, we will get you in touch with him. Again, thank you for joining us.
Thank
Thanks.
you.